Welcome to the Soapbox. It's June 2nd, 2023. I'm Dennis, and I'm here. I'm the first one to show up to the after party. We just got done recording Dan Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel podcast, talking about Spider Man Into the Spider Verse. Yep, the old one from 2018, the animated movie that won the Oscar for Best Animated. Yeah, we just it was me and Ricky and Frank, and we had just seen Across the Spider-Verse in theaters, but we promised not to like completely spoil that movie for our listeners or viewers. We probably still did somehow because we suck. Um, but we really just wanted to give people a full week before we go deep diving into that movie. So we just figured why not revisit the first one that started it, and that's what we did. And we talked about the news and stuff as well. Fantastic Four casting rumors, and we played a little trivia and I made them guess really weird, obscure spider people from the multiverse that exist. My favorite was Spider Ramen. He is literally a bowl of ramen with Spider-Man like webbing on him, and he makes noodles and swings around the city, feeding the homeless with his guts. But yeah, that's what we were talking about. And then we were getting a little inappropriate at the end. So we were like, it's time to switch to the soapbox because this is where we come to just hang out with our patrons um, live. And then for anybody who is not our patron, you will be watching this, a week or so, or maybe way later when I release it to the public. And you're all like, "What is this that we're watching?" And you're basically just watching me and my friends hang out and talk about whatever they wanted to after the main show. But that's what we're doing. So now Frank's here, and we can talk about whatever inappropriate foot fetish Spider Gwen stuff you want to do.
Yeah. I also want Spider Peg in the movie.
Spider Peg.
That's all she does is she just pegs.
Nice.
Just pegs dudes. Or girls. Like Spider Peg is fine.
I will say, like, Spider Gwen is consistently one of the best parts of both movies.
Yeah.
And because I do believe that Jake was less impactful in the second movie, because they let him have less screen time in the second movie. They definitely shifted it to Spider Gwen. They're like, okay, we want to make sure you understand she's the second character, right?
Which I was cool with because they established that in the beginning with Gwen's story, and so like you kind of get the idea that okay, this is what we're getting. This is fine. And I was totally cool with it. It's into the spider, or it's across the Spider-Verse. It's not the Miles Morales story or whatever, you know.
I know, and that's fine for me. But I felt like Jake Johnson definitely took a hit on the amount of scenes that and screen time that he got to have. He had a lot less time to work with, and so he didn't really endear me as much. I still liked the evolution of his story.
Yeah, he built up the goodwill from the first movie.
Yeah. But he needed to rely on the goodwill more than other characters, because other characters in this movie got a full recap that said, hey, you don't have to have watched the first movie. But Jake Johnson was like the weird character that showed up halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so you do need to have watched the first movie, you know, like
halfway through the movie, and his scene where he comes back was already shown in the trailers.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of
weird. This should be called like Spider-Man Across the Child Endangerment, because
it's
you want to talk about my?
But all Spider-Men are child endangerment, though. It's
but not that overt. So, well, they had two Spider-Man technically with babies strapped to the chest. The Jessica Drew one, like that. When I saw Miles kick her into a bus, I was like, "Oh, that baby's gonna be bad."
Can I get clarification? And yes, by the way, it looks like we're here to just spoil Across the Spider-Verse.
I thought you had already said that.
Nah, it's fine. I don't care. Like it's like, I mean, I guess I do care for anybody listening.
We'll talk about it next week though.
But yeah, we will talk about it more next week. But I did want to just bring up one thing that confused the shit out of me. Jessica's baby bump was huge when you meet her.
She's like
and then
9
later,
months.
and then later, Gwen says, "Oh yeah, I've been with him for 4 months," and she's still got that baby bump. Like, how pregnant is she in the last half of the movie?
Assuming their dimension does babies the same way?
Yeah, maybe the gestation period's longer.
Yeah,
It's
spider
40
babies.
years.
Yeah. The baby comes out like the child from Mandalorian.
I
The
assume it
50-year-old
because we're
baby.
not talking about aliens, Ricky. We're talking about the same people in slightly different universes.
Okay, slightly different gestations.
Yeah.
That's not slightly. That's a lot.
40 years, 9 months, whatever.
It's a subjective term, but
yeah.
It's a lot.
And like I was like, man, Peter B, leave the baby at home.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I would like to point out how large Peter got in the time that it's, you know what I mean? Like, so I mean, not Peter, I mean Miles.
Miles. Yeah.
Miles grew a lot, and Jessica did not.
Well, it's a year, right? A year and some change.
Yeah, it was a year and What did
Do you know how fast baby bumps grow? Like a 4-month baby bump versus a 9-month baby bump, there is a huge difference.
True.
I'm not making assumptions on
either way. She seemed like she was ready to pop.
Yes.
So
that was some definite child endangerment there for sure.
Yeah.
In preparation for Into the Spider-Verse, was watching a lot of Clone High and the reboot on HBO Max.
Is the reboot out already?
Mm-hmm. All episodes.
Okay, because I was planning on watching the old one because I found out that they're producing the
Lord and Miller through and throughout. It is going from the old one. It's definitely of its time.
I've never watched the old one,
but it's still pretty funny. But the new one is Jump Street adjacent, where it's a lot of like, oh yeah, we don't do that anymore, and here's why. And
oh man, they did 21 Jump Street too, didn't they?
Yep.
God damn, I love these guys. These guys.
21 Jump Street's really good. That was a great movie.
You ever watch The Last Man on Earth?
Yeah. Did they do that too?
Yeah.
Oh no shit, that was a good show too.
That show is hilarious, man.
I dropped off on the last season though.
Yeah, same, but it's still funny. Like I did go back and watch it, and it's still funny.
Dude, and I respect Will Friedle for doing that halfway.
Will Forte.
Or Will Forte. Sorry, Will Forte. Who's Will Friedle? He's a Spider-Man voice, right?
Batman Beyond and
Batman
Webbeard. This Webbeard, the Sea Lord.
That's right. Will Forte, yeah, because for doing that whole beard thing, he kept that going like even outside of the show.
Oh man, that was good. The half beard.
The half beard, yeah.
Nice, yeah. I will watch it. Do you like it so far, Clone High?
Yeah, there's a minor spoilers. There's a character called Tobus, and you're trying to figure out who it is, right? Because they're all famous people from history. And the joke is he's Christopher Columbus, but he changed his name because of recent times. How Christopher Columbus is not like a good person anymore. But it's a lot of that.
Anymore, yeah, he's changed.
Yeah, I know his image,
his ways.
He needs a new PR guy, for sure.
2000s Christopher Columbus is different from 2023 Christopher Columbus.
I mean, that's still subjective, but yeah.
I miss the old Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, you remember Thanksgiving and that story? You know, peaceful.
He just asked the Queen for some ships, and she was like, "Cool, yeah. If you want to explore and discover America, go for it."
They traded fairly, and
it wasn't part of the Thanksgiving story.
Oh, that's Pilgrims.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See,
they all end the same way.
People are confused by Christopher Columbus.
And then he went to go on and direct the Harry Potter movies, the first two Harry Potter movies. So, good job.
And Home Alone.
And Home Alone. Yeah. And he wrote Gremlins. That's great. Good job, Christopher Columbus.
That's amazing.
So going back to what you were saying about crying during a movie, man, when I saw Cliff Robertson in Across the Spider-Verse, dude, I shed an involuntary tear, and I'm all like, what the hell?
Cliff Robertson?
That's I didn't mind those scenes.
Yeah.
I minded the Donald Glover sitting there in a cage.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up when you were talking about Space Jam.
That looked like Space Jam so bad. I didn't want that. I don't want them next to each other. And And I do appreciate though that like the implication is that the majority of Spider-Man in all the universe are animated, because
Is
that's a
that the
fact.
implication?
Yes, because look how few of them are live action. Look how few live action universes have occurred in the grand scheme of Spider-Man stories. Do you know
compared
what I mean?
to the animated ones.
Yeah, there's like 3. That's it. There's
Well,
3 live action.
I'm counting that Lego one too.
Sorry. Well, that was CG.
Yeah, but I like what I'm saying is,
I didn't mean to say there's 3. There was a noticeable missing one, the Japanese one, and then I don't think they're getting the guy from the 70s back, or Electric Company.
They're
But like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the 6. There's the 6 live action Spider-Man ever in the history of Spider-Man. So I don't mind that like they overwhelm you by showing you thousands of them are animated. You know, like I thought that was a really cool choice that goes back to what we were arguing about like Miguel breaking continuity at the end of the first movie by jumping to a universe and not retaining his visual cues. You know,
I just think it's what kind of broke me on that logic is Spider-Punk. He looks super cool. Don't get me wrong.
But he's the logic maintained. He's maintaining it.
He is so, his visual style is so,
you think he took
jarring and disjointed that I don't think they see him as like that. I think they just see him as a person, and the art style is just
Why would you decide that?
Then racism rears its ugly head in the.
I don't know, like maybe like when Captain Stacy interacts with Hobie, like, yo, why are you made of paper? Like,
well, they said that about Da Vinci.
They said that about the Vulture.
They did.
Vulture,
yeah,
Da Vinci.
They did.
Yeah.
That's literally, they perceive each other the way they look. Like, you were just watching the different movie than us. Like,
yeah, I guess I was.
You weren't paying attention during the Vulture scene. I thought that was awesome. By the way,
where's the one where they join art style? Yeah, the Vulture scene was pretty cool.
But that, for me, the Vulture scene is what makes Hobie so awesome when he shows up, because it's like, damn, that's what you look like? That is crazy. Yeah, my action figure does not do you justice at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the only thing that pisses me off about Hobie is because when I had long hair and I'd put on the Spider-Man mask, like it would totally make my head all lumpy. But like Hobie gets a free pass. He gets a perfect.
That's what he said. Damn, why you look this cool without the mask too? You know, like.
How bummed were you with your lack of Cyborg Spider-Woman presence?
I was really upset that like she never talked. So like I can go on this funny tangent for this. I don't know if you guys watched the other 2. It's on Max. The other 2. It's been on HBO Max for a few years, but the new season's out right now on Max. It's basically about like it's produced by Lorne Michaels, and it's this comedy show with Molly Shannon and then like Ken Marino, and they're like not the main characters. The main characters are these 2 younger like 30, 40 something year old brother and sister. Mm-hmm. They're related to this kid who's basically becoming the new Justin Bieber, and so like they've been struggling to work in Hollywood for years, and meanwhile their kid brother is suddenly like a multimillionaire, right? Because like he just looks cute and he can sing and stuff. And so it's really like this weird adventure of like these 2 old people like latching on to the success of their teenage little brother. Mm-hmm. And it's really funny because like the main guy is like, he's this gay guy that's like trying to always exploit his gayness to like succeed in Hollywood. And in one of the new episodes, he gets approached by Disney to play their first unapologetically gay character in an animated movie. And they show him, and it's going to be this glob. He's like a gelatinous glob. And they're like, his name's Globby, and we're going to have you have the first unapologetically gay scene in a Disney movie. Like, and he's like, really? What am I gonna do? He's like, check this out. The characters are gonna open your door, and you're gonna be in bed with another glob. And he's like, oh, okay, but like, am I like kissing him or doing anything? And they're like, no, you're just laying there in bed with him. And he's like, well, how does that read as him being gay? And they're like, oh, because see, like, if he was straight, he would be in bed with a human woman. and he's really confused and everything, you know, and he ends up like buying into it and going out on press tours selling it as, I'm the first unapologetically gay character in a Disney movie, and he just goes off there. When I saw Spider-Woman, I went home and said, what did you think of the first unapologetically Spider-Woman in that movie?
Yeah.
Like, it was so, like, what the fuck was that, dude? That was so disappointing.
They needed to have her speak and have like a real femme voice.
Just anything, like anything to make, like, that was my problem with so many of these characters in this movie, is they were just props.
You got toy baby.
They weren't meant to be more than they are.
Or even like a Coach Beast voice would be okay.
Yeah.
Coach
Like,
Beast,
yeah. Like, it made me sad that they made me fans of Spider Ham and Penny Parker and, you know, Spider Gwen. These same people who made me fans of all these characters then gave me these things, you know. And
I didn't mind it because there were new toys to play with that had no baggage, right?
Well, that makes it a gimmick.
That one does have baggage, though, because we know what
Cyborg Spider-Woman, is that a thing?
That's a direct lift of the Cyborg Spider-Man.
I know, but the character Cyborg Spider-Man, is that
I don't think she's a comic character.
Yeah, Cyborg Spider-Man is a
comic. Cyborg Spider.
I know. I know Cyborg Spider-Man is, but specifically the Cyborg Spider-Woman character is a new.
I don't think she is, but I'm not positive.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is she new? If you never know that the toy is named Cyborg Spider-Woman.
That's not my argument. My argument is that I think the
Spider-Man. She's not new then she's Cyborg Spider-Man.
The Spider people that we know who show up in this movie that have their own stories, whose stories you've seen, for them to kind of, the choices that they made now make them the essentially like the antagonists of this story, and I find that kind of weird.
I don't think they're the antagonists of the story, and I'm not grossed out by that, because the idea is that they're supposed to show you that Miles is surprisingly the one Spider-Man that hasn't lost his way. You know,
he's the rickiest Rick. He's the rickiest Rick.
Yeah, he's the rickiest Rick, or the Mortiest Morty. I don't mind that. Like, I don't think it ruins or taints the characters, because they're in a position where they can grow. They're all redeemable. And I did call that. I said that a few months ago, that I did believe that Miguel would not end that movie being the villain of the movie. And I still don't think he's really the villain. Is he in direct conflict with Miles? Yeah, but he's also not trying to kill Miles. You know what I mean? Like,
well, Ricky called it true, though. He called them antagonists, and they are antagonists.
They are antagonists. Yeah. And I mean, it was very obvious they would be antagonists, but I don't think he's the main antagonist of the story. You know what I mean?
I don't think there is one, and that's one of my complaints with it.
I think the spot is just weird. That's weird that he is
the Babadook spot.
Yeah,
it almost feels like a force of nature of like, that's the thing that's going to happen, right? And that the Spider people want to happen. Like, they want Miles' dad to die because that keeps the balance of everything, right?
Yeah, well, want is a weird.
Yeah, want is. Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a weird way of looking at it.
They expect,
and I think that's your logic is giving the spin that they're suddenly making a bad choice, but they're seeing it more as, if it doesn't happen, all of reality dies. Do you know what I mean? It's not that they want somebody's Uncle Ben to die. In fact, they really deeply don't want that to happen. but they know that the good of the many outweighs the good of the few, right? And that's an argument that will always exist in all aspects of storytelling. And so I think it's the innocence and youthfulness of Miles that allows him to see that differently, right? Because, and that's why they still call
so
him
you're
kid,
saying
right?
you would believe that the spectacular Spider-Man that shows up in this movie, right? That he would make that same choice. Like he would agree with Miguel.
We don't know we don't know in their lives they're at, though.
But we know that when they disagree, there's a possibility that the Spider Force or whatever they're called come in and they just TVA that world, like kind of like what they did with Spiders in India Spider-Man.
But in the nicer way, they don't TVA it and like destroy it. They come to fix the hole. You know
they were very deliberate when they showed like they did the multiverse exposition.
Yeah,
that was a very TVA looking multiverse.
Yeah,
pretty TVA-ish.
Yeah.
But they don't go in and erase you. Like they don't, you know what
I
mean?
They TVA, but in a nice way. Like they try to save what they can.
They try to save.
Yeah, they pass it along to the TVA, and then
they cut the gangrene out or whatever.
Yeah, they let them do it.
Yeah, I appreciated a lot of things about the movie, so I don't mean to sound like I'm ragging on it. I just there were things about it that were like, so I gotta wait another year to decide whether or not this is a good choice. You know,
less than a year.
Yeah.
March 29th.
But that's frustrating, right? Like because it ended at such a terrible place.
I don't know why because this was Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 until it wasn't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they just keep it Part 1, right? That make it weird?
Well, yeah, no, I think it makes it better for people going in fresh. If people were going into that movie not knowing that it was going to end like on that hard of a cliffhanger, that's rough, dude. You know, I knew at least it was going to be a cliffhanger, and I could kind of feel it towards the end. I was like, ooh, this kind of feels like the Two Towers. What's going on here? You know, like this doesn't feel like I'm going to get a satisfying ending. Why is he getting captured by Shelob? I don't understand. Like, you know, like it's It felt like that. So I'm not mad that I could see it coming because they did telegraph it a little bit, but I'm mad that it's such an unsatisfying stopping point. So much so that I stayed for the post credits all the way, hoping, give me something else, guys. Give me anything to make this slightly better.
You got nothing.
Yeah. And it really just left me with that taste in my mouth. And I know it's a bad comparison because this is still a good movie, but it really made me feel like I watched The Matrix 2.
Yeah, I was going to make that comparison, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to make
really,
that comparison.
Really did.
Because that movie left me pretty hopeful for a redeeming third movie. And then I didn't get it. And so I am getting flashbacks of that.
So you got a redeeming fourth movie.
No,
I wouldn't say that. I would say Christina Ricci was really hot in the fourth movie, though. Like what they did with their hair was amazing.
We got a fourth movie that was better than the second and third, I guess. Like,
yeah, I'll give you that.
But it's not better. It doesn't justify having more than one movie, and that was my fear about this. But I refuse to put them in the same category as the Wachowskis. Okay. The Wachowskis have gone nuts. I don't think Lord and Miller are there yet, so I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's just frustrating that I got to sit here and wait till March, 29th to decide.
Speed Racer. Speed Racer was cool.
Speed Racer was one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's a questionable movie.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would. I think I'm between Dennis and Ricky on my opinion of Speed Racer.
Yeah,
it's a very.
I don't hate
beautiful
Speed Racer.
movie.
I think it's a visually stunning movie. I think it's one of those high movies that you watch.
But is it like Tron where you watch it years later and it's like still pretty cool?
I think it is. No, I think it does hold up. I think because it's so the style and art direction that they did for that movie was uniquely its own thing. You know what I mean? And it's like a better thing. It's a better Flintstones, right? What the Flintstones tried to do with bringing in like the cartooniest.
Oh, Flintstones. Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
live action Flintstones, but
yeah.
just better realized and better technology to get us there.
Wow, that's an interesting comparison. The Flintstones.
Well,
I used to like those movies. I thought those were cool.
I could see that because you were the right age, I think, for those. Yeah, those are.
Are we hyped for the Flash, or are we hyped for Transformers? That's next week.
I feel like
Thursday.
The new Flash trailer that they cut is terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's a bad trailer. It's super bad. Like the cuts are just like, what?
You want
what
to
are
get
you
nuts?
cutting?
You want to get nuts? Yeah, I hate that. I hate that line just in general.
It's like, so bad. Like it's a bad trailer, and it just makes me scared. That people who reviewed it well had that recency, that recency aura thing where, like that Straw Hat Goofy guy that I used to share videos with you. That guy gushed over Guardians so hard for like weeks, just so hard. Like, and I get it. It's a fun movie, but putting out weeks of content for it is a bit much. And then he went and saw the premiere of Spider-Verse like last week.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like, guys, this is my favorite superhero movie.
He's kind of in their pocket now, though. Like his integrity's compromised. When I saw him in the previews, the pre-previews with Maria Menounos, like answering questions and stuff, I'm all like, oh, this guy's gone. Like he has no integrity anymore.
But honestly, though, like if you could watch Spider-Verse 2 without ever watching Spider-Verse 3 and say this is your favorite superhero movie ever, what are you on, man? This movie isn't meant to exist on its own. It's not an individual movie. It's part of a whole. You know what I mean? Like the first movie it's a movie on its own, like complete, one story, one and done. I could have, if I never got a sequel to it, I'd be sad, but I'd also cherish the thing I got forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now here I am, and I'm just like cranky. I'm like, give me the fucking third one so I can know.
Is this good or not?
Is this good or not? Like you better have some good patch notes in the third one, like really good patch notes.
I think you'll get Japanese Spider-Man.
Zoe Kravitz.
I need a fucking now. Japanese is not enough. I would have been fine if I got Japanese in this one. I would have been like, all right, cool. You did the thing you promised, movie. That's fine. But now I need a fucking Doc Ock Spider-Man, like fully real character that comes in and shoots the Spot in the head in the first 5 minutes of the movie and then becomes the new villain of the story. Because, wow, why do I need to deal with the Spot in another movie? Like that was...
Well, he's Omega Spot now.
Do you know we went?
I remember on the show you said the Spot would be the perfect villain for when we first saw the news. The Spot's gonna be the bad guy. You were pretty hyped on the Spot.
I am. I'm still hyped for him in one movie. I don't need him to be the villain for two movies.
He doesn't need to be the new Doctor Doom of the.
He's cooking
Spider-Verse movies.
He's just cooking in the multiverse.
You're not listening to me, are you? Like if we only ever get so many of these animated movies, and the first one gave us like eight villains, I think, at least 8, right?
There's a lot.
It was the most of any Spider-Man movie ever was in one movie. And then this movie, just the Spot, like that was the Vulture.
Well, you got a Lizard.
The Lizard was in the first one. You see it.
They show him in the Gwen flashback.
That's not new.
But it's in a different spot, and it's a different.
You get a bunch of Spider-Man, so you get a bunch of Spider-Man.
The fun of Spider-Man is not Spider-Man fighting Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man fighting all the villains.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. I do think it was a really clever thing to take this like mediocre villain of Spot and make him this awesome, like, crazy godlike being. That's cool. But conclude his story in this movie so that the next one can be opening the Spider-Verse even further. Like now what's happened because of the Spot, right? Like if this movie is what happened because of Kingpin, and then the third movie should be what happened because of Spot.
Yeah,
but now we have to still resolve Spot in the next movie because they wouldn't just fucking end it like where it should have ended. You know what I mean? Like, well, have Spot kill somebody. Just
he has to resolve Prowler, and then he has to resolve Spot.
Yeah,
he's got too many loose ends from this movie.
It's too many loose ends. That's the problem I have.
I'm calling it. He's gonna train the Spider-Man of Earth 42. Whether that's him, Miles. Whether he trains himself to be Spider-Man or some other person.
That's but I don't care. Some random person from Earth 42.
Yeah, I don't care. That's what I'm saying. Like they went from me making me care about every Spider-Man to being like, okay,
I just don't care.
Now I don't care.
Like the Babadook, whatever.
And that's the Sony of it. That's the Sony of it, which just stunk through this movie. That was hard, like that was. But I'm gonna switch it because I don't want to talk about more of that. I do.
Oh yeah. Well, I wanted to bring something up before. Like, like I saw that when you went to Peter B. Parker's universe, it was 616B. So now we have not only different time designate or different universe designations, but now we have subsets of the universe designation. I hated that. Like, I hate that so much. And like I said, that's a minuscule gripe in the grand scheme of things, but it was still something that I'm tired of them using the 616 designate if it's not the 616. Like the whole calling the Marvel or the MCU universe 616 is just stupid. It's all stupid. I don't like it. That's it. I'm done.
That's fair.
That's my rant.
That's fair. Daniel Kaluuya was awesome. He was probably the best Spider-Man in that movie.
Oh, he was great. Dude, I cheered when I saw him. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. I like Spider-Punk was the best.
I didn't like Ben Reilly so much, or the Scarlet Spider. I didn't like it as much as I thought it was.
No, because they made him a joke.
He's a joke, but it's also weird because he's from the 90s, right? And then isn't Spider-Man 2099 is a 90s thing.
Yeah.
It's like, why isn't he a joke?
Well, shouldn't 2099 also, or is that its own universe, or is that the 616 just advanced? I don't know.
No, it's its own universe. It's a different universe designation.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a possible future. It's not the only future. You know what I mean? So it's its own reality.
That's fair.
Where are we at on? Are we seeing Transformers next week?
Oh yeah. So I wasn't on board until I saw today's trailer from Transformers.
What told you?
I got in right as that trailer was ending, so I didn't see that one.
It just looked fun. Like
I'm down for. I like Bumblebee. Bumblebee was good.
I liked. I think
I'm good with more of that.
That's what sold me. Like the seeming connection to the Bumblebee movie with Haley Steinfeld. I think
she's in this one too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not sure.
Wait, if she's in this, I'll go see it.
I think she is.
That's not gross, right?
She's of age. It's fine. She's not in the Spider-Peg universe, but
Spider-Peg universe.
I'm down for Rise of the Beast. I'm gonna go see it next. Thursday.
My problem is
Michelle,
Batman Beyond and Beast Wars are two of my favorite cartoons ever. And for as much as I loved Transformers as a kid, I think Beast Wars was the shit at its time because it actually added real story to what was not a very developed story back in the 80s. And
I don't see Haley Steinfeld in the cast list.
No.
That's not to say she's not in it.
Well, then now I'm not going to go see it because
what's Beast Wars or what's Rise of the Beast not adding story to a historically shitty movie franchise? It's a soft reboot.
It's like a Fast X. It's like seeing Fast X.
Because the point of the beasts is they exist in prehistoric Earth before the Autobots are awakened.
You don't know that they didn't here. They could have just been chilling this whole time.
I'm saying the story takes place then.
It's the same story. It's in the future.
What if they flashback Lost?
Yeah.
No, because Ricky, you're missing the point. It's a time travel story. It's a time travel story where they are the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons. They are their progeny. And so just like all technology inevitably gets smaller, the Maximals and Predacons are smaller than the Autobots and Decepticons, because like that's the nature of technology. So, but they end up going through a wormhole, land on prehistoric Earth, but you don't know it's prehistoric Earth until like the end of the first season, because there's all this alien shit going on. And so you find out that basically the story of Earth is that of 2001, A Space Odyssey, and there's an alien race independent of the Transformers that is influencing the development of life on Earth. And then the Maximals get involved, and it's like a whole crazy thing. And then the Maximals discover the Autobots' ark in the volcano, because it did crash land on Earth millions of years ago, but it's awakened in 1984. And so they have to protect the Autobots for however long they have to, until, and so for me,
that sounds pretty sweet, Dennis. We should make a movie about that.
Yeah, you'll get a flashback.
None of this movie is going to be that, and it.
You'll get a flashback and shit.
No, it's going to be like Lost.
Get any of that, and it.
It's going to be Matthew Fox, and he's going to have a flashback to when he was a surgeon.
I know it, and yet I still want it. It's like seeing the shitty fair food. I know it's not going to be good for me.
This is like the Fast and Furious.
Unhealthy, but in the moment, giant robots voiced by Ron Perlman.
All of them?
Cool.
Sure,
all of them. They're the Pete Davidson robot. Sure, I'll sign up for that.
But you know what I mean? Like I care so much about that story that it still
exists though.
It's inevitably gonna fail, like to meet my expectations. You know what I mean? And so I can't do it. Like I love Transformers too much to be a Transformers movie fan. I think that's the problem I have.
That's fair.
Like, yeah.
How about the Flash? Are y'all watching the Flash?
Looks cool.
I'll see it, but I'm not excited.
Like, I like seeing those Injustice moves that Batman was pulling. Like, I like things like that.
Yeah. He looks entertaining for
he
whatever.
Old.
He does look old.
Are you talking about
he's
Affleck Batman? Or
no. Well, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, but no, I'm talking about Keaton Batman. I don't really give two shits about Batfleck, but I do like his costume. I like the blue and gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my favorite costume color scheme, I think, out of all the Batmans. It's not the most practical, but it's my favorite.
The daytime suit,
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot more daytime activities in the old days,
He used to smile a bit.
Yeah.
He used to have little boys around, little boys in green underwear. It's fun.
I'm going to Summer Game Fest next Thursday.
Oh, cool.
What does that do?
Is it in San Diego or LA?
It's here in LA. It's like E3 adjacent.
Oh.
Well, I guess the press conference thing, but I don't know. I'm excited. I haven't done a game thing in a minute. Go cheer for commercials.
Yeah. Lindsay and I have been playing a lot of games lately, and she was saying how it's kind of nice that now she's been away from games so long as a job that she can
enjoy them.
She can enjoy them again, and it's pretty fun. Yeah, we bought the collection of Capcom fighting games. Because it has Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo on it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
That's fun.
But Street Fighter.
What was that?
I want to get into Street Fighter.
Yeah, 6 looks sick.
I want to buy a stick.
Yeah, everybody says that. And then they do, and then that stick collects dust for 18 years.
I'm gonna go to Evo.
I use it for a month. I built a stick, Ricky.
I want to build. Yeah, that's what I want to build.
I would recommend that. Yeah. I mostly use I use wood instead of plastic for
What are you rocking, a spinner top or a?
No, I don't have it anymore. Like Dennis said, I was super dedicated for a week, and then I'm just gonna give it away.
I know I want to it's the same thing with keyboards or whatever else dumb shit you can build to the nth degree. Like I just want to customize it to the max and then look at it and never touch it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just I just
Evo
can't.
would be cool.
I can't with those. But yeah, no, it's. But I saw like some of the stuff that Sony showed off, like for their press
Spider-Man
conference.
2. Mm-hmm.
The Spider-Man 2 scene was great. I kind of wished I didn't watch it because I would have enjoyed it, just as fine on its own, like playing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But I watched it and I was like, okay, cool. Obviously, you guys know what you're doing, so no complaints here. I feel safe in their arms. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think we're really spoiled as Spider-Man fans just because a lot of people get what we want to see, and so they try different flavors of that. And so that's again why I'm trying not to completely shit on Across the Spider-Verse, because we still got a lot of flavors of stuff that we don't normally get.
It's like a Hattori Hanzo blade. You could only compare it to other Hattori Hanzo blades.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in regards to the game, though, no big wheel. Fucking 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. I don't even want to fucking look at that game.
What's the big wheel character from what's the dumb game? Twisted Metal.
That's Axel.
Axel, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, are you guys gonna watch that show?
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
Why not? Anthony Mackie and Twisted Metal, sure.
I feel it feels kind of weird that they're cutting.
I'll watch it because Will Arnett is Sweet Tooth.
I know he's the voice of Sweet Tooth. That's crazy.
He's hoping for that Mando success right there.
For reals. It just seems kind of weird that they're cutting, or that Jaffe doesn't seem like he's getting credit for anything. I haven't seen him credited anything.
I watched his video on it.
He talked about it?
Yeah, he did like a video with him watching the trailer. He's pretty stoked on it.
He's pretty happy about a lot of things, though. Like, he's generally...
But he did say, no one talked to him or anything regarding that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
That sucks.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Because that a God of War movie is going to happen one day too.
Yeah, but is a God of War movie? I know they're connected, but it won't be a.
It's going to be based on the North.
On the news, yeah.
Yeah, they said as much in the interviews.
I feel like it's already announced the God of War. It's a show.
Yeah.
But even still, the Norse one still references the lore of.
Yes,
that Jaffe created.
But how deep they go into that lore is going to be. I don't know.
Wait, so they're going to do a God of War movie that's not.
I don't know if it's a movie.
Based on the Norse lore.
I think it's a show, but
the show. Yes. I think it's a show. Yeah.
Really?
That's like their plan going forward is doing the game and show thing. Like The Last of Us made them a lot of money on the game while that show is running. So.
Yeah. It seems kind of weird because they'd be able to extend the length of the show by going back into the Greek stuff and generate hype for the Greek games. So it seems kind of like a missed opportunity if they just skip over to the
want people going back to those games.
Those games are
badass, though.
Yeah,
dude.
They're cool.
They're great games.
Especially when you get companies like Target and Bud Light losing money for wokeness. Like to go back and have a game where you could just have a threesome in the middle of your quest for revenge.
Threesome quick time.
I thought it was cool that Gwen had a Protect Trans Kids poster on her wall.
Yeah, I noticed that was getting a lot of buzz, negative buzz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, "What the?
God, fuck this world, dude! I just want to die." Like,
no, but one of the things they were saying is they're all the headline was new Spider-Verse movie. Shit, how do they word it? New Spider-Verse movie promotes the mutilation of children's genitalia or something like that. And I was all like, what? Because I assumed it was because the pregnant Jessica Drew or something slamming into a bus.
Supports the mutilation of
children's genitalia.
God. What rabbit hole of the internet is your stuff serving you
just straight up Twitter?
Just the 4chan, yeah.
Gross.
I haven't touched.
Yeah, no, I just saw it and I was like, good for them. It's like.
Yeah. But that poster is not it's not like she holds it up like a.
No, I know. It's just in her room. It's a teenage girl's
it's
room.
Over her door. It's just yeah.
That's why I second guessed when I asked you. Oh, really? People are mad. Yeah, duh. No, I see it now. I see it.
Yeah, they're
I
pissed.
see why they. But that's fucking gross. I can't stand that people
Spider-Man
get
wants to
grossed
hurt
out
your
by
children.
those things.
So
What's
weird.
that?
I mean, yeah.
I just
I'm
said
grossed
Spider-Man
out
wants
by-
to hurt your children.
I'm grossed out by them being grossed out. That's just. Ugh. Everybody feels icky now.
It's whatevs. Well, how did you feel about Sun Spider being in it, or do you care?
Which one was Sun Spider?
Wheelchair crutch.
Oh, I didn't know its name.
Yeah, that's Charlotte Weber.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
Yeah. I
When
cool.
I saw that when I was in the car ride home, I was like, Lindsay, did I see a spider person in a wheelchair? She's like, you did. And I was like, oh my God, that was so
She made a joke.
I know.
Yeah, she got to quip. She got a quip.
She got to quip. I really like that they made fun of Miguel for not being funny. Like,
I know.
like,
that was cool.
That's kind of our thing. We're all funny. Like, you know.
Yep.
I really liked Miguel. I didn't feel like they ruined his character at all. I thought he still has a total opportunity to be the awesome thing that they can brand and sell in perpetuity because he is equally as cool looking as all of them. You know, like, or even cooler looking than most of them, honestly. Like, he was cool. Like, I really like him.
I think I probably would have wanted to see Miguel in a different adventure than this. I would have wanted them to earn this adventure.
Yeah, I don't like this adventure.
Yeah,
that's the simple solution to my problems with this movie. I don't like this adventure.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things. I think I would have wanted to see the adventure that led up to this adventure.
Yeah, I like all the characters doing cool stuff and looking cool, like aesthetically. I love that Gwen's like art. Her world is like the color changes depending on the mood. That is her world is literally a mood ring.
Yeah,
and that is fucking awesome.
But like, they break the rules because she doesn't change like that in Miles's world.
She doesn't change, but she does look the way she does at times in her world. Like the way
she's consistent with her own world's rules. In her own world.
In her own world, she's consistent with her rules.
But outside,
yes.
But outside, she has like yeah, I guess
she still looked like that in her world at some point in the story, like several times. Like when,
but she just doesn't influence the world around her.
Yeah, that's her neutral look. When she's depressed, though, it's blue. You know, when she's happy, it's super bright pink and stuff like that.
I don't get how that's not the same as Miguel showing up in classic
because
Spider-Man.
Miguel doesn't look anything at all like his universe.
Yeah, because it's Miguel it's Miguel conforming to the world around him, not influencing the world around him in his own universe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Miguel looks like a 3D character in one universe, then suddenly he's a 2D animation.
So
how do you not see that?
The art style can't change, but the color can.
The color doesn't change.
The color changes in her own world. She doesn't change as a result of the color. The world changes.
Yes.
In her own
world, the mood of the scene that you're in changes depending on the mood that it's in.
Yeah. So we can assume if another spider character goes into Gwen's world, that the colors around them in the world might change to reflect their mood.
Because Hobie went there, but they didn't show him going there.
Correct.
So,
and we didn't.
You could almost say it's the lighting. You know what I mean? It's the lighting of the universe.
But how would that affect Spider-Man Noir? If you were to go in there.
Well, I mean, he would remain consistent with the Noir universe, but the world around him might go in like grayscale or something.
No, that's the same. Yeah, Spider-Man Noir does conform to his universe because his universe is entirely black and white all the time. And so when he comes,
you're right. Here, it would be color based on his mood. But his mood is generally dour, so it would be like kind of blackish. I would still say it would be like grayscale because that matches his mood.
Yeah, he doesn't break the rules though. Yeah, that's just how he looks all the time. Well, that's just how everybody in his universe looks. You know.
I was gonna say I'd like to see the world where Hobie bangs out Gwen in his universe. I want to know how does that one work? What the colors around him? He's all like, I could tell by the color you're generating in this world that you're faking it, Gwen.
God, if she was pregnant, what would that look like?
Yeah.
Her baby's just erratically popping out of her for moments.
But you know, the Rubik's Cube does kind of break the rules a little bit because it brings color to the noir universe. Well, is it because it's a foreign object?
Yes, because it's from its universe, it's color,
and you're bringing it like full shit. Like no one, it's just broken. Like it's not, why are we trying to apply logic to this?
It's not broken.
It looks cool.
You bring something from one universe to the other, it retains the way it looks.
But I thought that they said that that's what causes the breaks, like too many things from another universe.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. But I yes, breaking in the story, yes. But we're talking about breaking the canon of
their set canon of their rules
of the rules. Yeah. Like I don't know what it does to Spider-Man Noir's culture when he brings that fucking thing back. Like everything's gonna go ape shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can bring that back. Yeah, it's funny. It's all funny. I gotta ask before we wrap up. If we're gonna wrap up soon, I don't know. Frank, have you watched From?
From? No.
I started watching that this week.
I've been watching Lost.
Oh, you should watch From because it's basically a new Lost.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
Oh shit! That's right. No. I saw the advertisement during Lost because it was a Harold Perennial or whatever.
Harold Perrineau.
Perrineau. Yeah, because like we were talking about how like I generally love the shows that he's in, but I hate his characters. Like I hated his character in Oz, I hated his character in Z Nation, I hated his character in Lost, but I loved all those shows.
I loved his character in Oz. You know why?
Because he's a wheelchair.
Because he's the wheelchair guy that never got messed with. They never messed with him, and I was like, "Hey, man, this gives me hope that if I ever go to prison, it won't be so bad for me." And then in like the second to last season, they push him down an elevator shaft, and I'm like, "Oh no, they killed that narrator. What happens now?" And he just narrated from the dead. Like he just
you can't stop him. You can't. Even death cannot stop.
You can't stop him from being the narrator. Yeah. No, you should check out that show.
No, it looks really good. It's awesome.
Produced by the Russo brothers.
Oh, cool. So it's like good Lost. It's not stupid Jar Jar Abrams.
I don't know that it's good Lost. I think it's just Lost. I think it's Lost again.
Well, J.J. Abrams just focuses too much on the stupid mystery boxes.
It's a lot of mystery boxes in this one.
But like, I trust the Russo brothers to deliver. Like when the mystery has to come to fruition, I trust them more.
I guess I trust them for now, but but the more I watch this show, the more I'm like, this feels a lot like Lost. Are you gonna fuck me like Lost? I feel like you're gonna fuck me like Lost, and so I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. What?
I was satisfied with Lost. I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed it all the way through.
I wasn't mad at it because I binged the whole show all at once.
Oh, really?
But I was not impressed with it either. Like I know that a lot of people were very polarized by it.
Big time,
yeah. But like when I watched it, I was just like, yeah, it's okay. I don't see what the hype's about. But but now I do. But I did know as I was watching it, I was like, man, you know what really sucks is having to wait like months and months and months in between each season for that. Like, and so I have the same experience right now with From, but I know that the second season is currently running. So I will get to a point where I'll be like, no, now what happens? But for right now, it's fun. It's cool to watch and like figure out the rules that they're establishing in this little universe. But it's pretty fucked up though. Like it's basically Minecraft, the real life Minecraft.
Yeah. It gave me Twilight Zone vibes from the trailers I've been seeing.
Do you know the premise, Ricky?
Nope. I probably will not watch
it. Basically, like
they're stuck in a small town. They can't leave a small town.
Yeah, these people are stuck in a small town, and every night, monsters come out and eat them. So they basically have to lock themselves up in their forts overnight, and hope for the best.
Are they cool looking monsters?
Are they smoke monsters?
They look like people, but then they turn into like crazy, like
that's
big teeth vampire monsters.
They could take on forms of people that are there, though, right?
They take on forms of people. I don't know who these people are yet, though, and I'm on episode 4.
Okay.
They're slow to disseminate the information, but they definitely make sure people get killed a lot. They don't show you the killing, but they show you the aftermath, and it is disgusting.
Nice.
Like, it's quite hollowed out human beings.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Just it makes me question. So you ate that, but you didn't eat that. Like that's what I.
You don't eat the shells of a pistachio, though, do you? Like no.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch though. Like to see like the bodies that they leave behind, like the carnage.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. But yeah, they don't show a lot of the action, the actual murders.
That's probably how they get away with showing what they do show.
Oh, but they show full on sex though. Like
what the?
So I'm confused.
Like, I don't know. Like that's always been the thing though. Like sex seems to be shown more than violence nowadays.
I guess
it's more accepted.
I'm not complaining. Yeah, I didn't expect it, and I just like, oh, there's a sex scene. Okay, cool. There's just a naked woman sitting on top of a naked dude. Cool. That's how you do it, I guess. Yeah.
They're just soaking like the Mormons. That's perfect.
Yeah, but I would check it out if I were you. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, sounds good.
I said, I just started like yesterday with Lindsay because somebody recommended it to us, so we started watching it, and we're like, yeah, this is just the right amount of scary because like she actually like will play phone games in the particularly scary parts of the episode just to calm her down. And I'm like, that's cool that you need, it's scary enough that you need something to distract you. You know, she can't completely sit there and just focus on a horror story. Like she has to have like a stupid phone game going at the same time for her to
be. It has to be a stupid one. It can't be like a Sudoku or something. Or
she's playing Tsum Tsums, which is like a super old game.
Tsum Tsums. I remember those. The TSUM.
Yeah, she's playing that game. So yeah, I'm gonna call it super stupid. Like it's just
that's
it's a pachinko machine, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Anyways, I recommend Ricky. You should check it out too.
Maybe I will.
There's sex and violence. So there you go.
Sex and violence.
Yeah. And American Born Chinese is also pretty good, but no sex and violence.
Oh, well, I know.
I was gonna say From's getting watched first now.
It's kung fu like wire work kind of you know.
Is there blood?
In American Born Chinese? No.
Is there titty at least?
No.
Well, yeah, From wins. From's gonna From gets to watch.
There you go. Cool. All right. Well, I hope the patrons enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. To sum it up, Spider Peg and From.
Yeah.
I think that's the main gist of everything.
Brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Blue Chew subscription.
Yeah, Blue Chew and Amazon. Wow, we got to get.
It's messed up. I don't know why, but From is like an MGM Plus original.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
And I'm like, what the fuck is MGM Plus? You mean Amazon Prime? Because Amazon bought MGM. So what are you trying to convince me that this is a separate thing?
Halo was Paramount Plus.
Oh, that's true. And Paramount Plus is now something else, right?
The weirdest part is like when I watch From, I get ads for like new season of From premiering April 23rd, and I'm like, guys, your ads are not up to date right now by a lot. Like, what are you just not changing your ads? Like, to be like, can you only afford the one commercial? Is that it? Like, what is MGM Plus? What the fuck is this?
I've never even heard of that until I saw the From commercial, and I saw it on Hulu actually.
But I was just like, it was making me remember how sad MGM is, that their business got so bad that they had to team up with Sony to make several James Bond movies. And it's like,
yep.
And when I mentioned that, Lindsay's like, how bad do you have to be to, like, as a movie studio, like as a classic movie studio, to need Sony's help? You know what I mean?
Like this is like golden age of film movie studio.
I know, right? And they're like, yo, guys, you want to help us make James Bond? Because we can't afford to do it on our own. That's just sad, dude. Like, that's poor them. But the next James Bonds will what? Just be straight to Amazon?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I don't even know if we're getting like a dude James Bond. If we're gonna get, I did like the 007 in the last one. She was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's Maria Rambeau, right?
Yeah, Maria Rambeau, and I liked what's her name, Ana de Armas. Yeah, like, I thought she was pretty cool as her character. She was
freaking awesome in
that.
Yeah,
she was badass. Man.
Yeah. She's. Did you know she's the girl from Knock Knock?
Knock Knock? I don't even know what Knock Knock is.
What? You've never seen Knock Knock? Eli Roth?
Oh, 2015 film. Wow, that's old.
Wait, Ricky, you've never seen Eli Roth's Knock Knock?
Keanu Reeves is in it? Oh, Colleen Camp? Holy shit.
Okay, let me give you the premise of Knock Knock. This dude is like a computer programmer or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to go on vacation with his family.
People come visit him.
But suddenly, like, he has so much work. He's going to stay behind for like a day or two and then catch up. And so his family leaves town, and it's a super rainy night, and he's just at home banging out, work on his computer. And he gets a knock at the door, and it's these super hot, like maybe 20-something-year-old two girls that have been trapped in the rain, and they need to come in because they're soaking wet. This is the start of a porno.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yes. And then it continues to be the premise of a porno.
Okay. So they fix his plumbing and they give him pizza?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He eats a pizza ass.
I feel like it's Eli Roth, so I feel like
I
can see where
so after the porn is over, then the bad things happen.
Okay.
And you're reminded why you don't answer the door to two random fucking hot strangers unless you're actually filming a porno video.
No, that's how they get me.
But she's one of the two random girls. Like, that's one of her first movies.
Yeah, I'm seeing her in the trailer right here on IMDb.
Yeah,
she's a blonde in this one. Looks like.
Yeah. And then his wife or girlfriend is the other girl in it.
Oh,
the girl that he puts in all of his movies. Anyways, if you've never seen that one and you feel like checking out some younger Ana de Armas,
I'm down with that. How young can we go? Can we get like disgusting like with Jenna Ortega? Can we see the really young stuff? It's fine because she's of age now.
I don't know if the law works like that.
I think
this got weird, guys. This got weird.
Where's Knock
Knock? I'm just saying, Knock Knock is a underrated movie in Keanu Reeves' library of movies. And it's like it's like from like 10 years ago?
Yeah, 2015, but it's on Max, it looks like.
It's on Max.
That's what it says on Google right now. It says Max.
Guys, everybody go watch Knock Knock now.
We'll talk about it next week. Next week on the Soapbox.
Yeah. You want to come next week, or are you done talking about the movie we just talked about today?
Let me look at my schedule and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know like tomorrow.
Yeah, I would like to. I challenge us to figure out something creative to say about that movie next week, though, rather than just sit around and bitch about.
Just fucking rag on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Clark won't rag on it.
Oh, but if Clark rags on it, I'll be like, damn.
If he does, it's racist.
That's true.
I mean, Miguel's like one of his favorite Spider-Men, so he's probably going to be.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they did him justice for the most part, like looks and powers wise. But I don't.
like when the fangs came out, man. When he almost bit that guy.
That was so sick.
He had to control himself.
Like, you got claws?
Yeah.
I was very happy with Miguel, other than the fact that, like, I didn't expect Miguel to be the hero of the story. You know what I mean? So, like, it's Miles is still the hero, and Gwen. That's fine. Yeah. Like, Miguel can be the hero of the next one. Like, that's okay. Like, but I got the badassness of Miguel. That's what I was happy with.
That's a good point. So, yeah, he'll probably like it. He'll probably like it more than the redhead genocide in Hollywood with Little Mermaid and The Flash.
Now we're at toxic levels. Okay, are we done?
Genocide. Are we done? We're done.
Everybody's gonna go watch Knock Knock now.
Yep, I think I'm gonna watch it before bed.
All right, cool, sweet. Don't watch it with Sarah.
Oh no,
no, you can.
She knows about Anna de Armas,
but she's gonna ask you. She's gonna be, would you do that? She's gonna.
No, she wouldn't need to ask because she knows the answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Fair enough.
She knows that if she shows up to the house after a trip and I'm dead, that's exactly what happened. Knock knock happened.
Just your Bill and Frank story.
Nice.
Yes. Knock knock or and Spider Peg happened.
Spider Peg and Spider Ma'am.
Yeah, Spider Man getting out the Spider Peg.
Getting webbed.
Nice. What was that?
Getting webbed.
Web out of the culito.
Webbed everywhere. Oh my god. They said that in the movie.
Yeah.
Do you shoot
webs out of your culito?
Webs out of your culito? Oh my god. That killed me. I laughed pretty hard at that part.
I was dying. So just hold on to that for next week. Hold on to that.
All right. I'll keep that. I'm going to cherish that, as that's the reason that I'm excited for this movie is.
Yeah.
They said culito in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what that means, right, Ricky?
Yes, and it still got PG rating.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
That's
the secret. That's also the secret of harassing your coworkers. Do it in another language.
Now we're just imparting all the wisdom.
All the toxic wisdom.
Do it in another language.
Do it in another language.
Are we done?
We're done.
Now we're done. Now we're done.
Fine. All right. That was fun. See you guys.
Good night.
Have a good night. Happy birthday next week, Ricky.
See ya.